Hi, today's video is very exciting to me. It's on hooded eyes and a few makeup tips and tricks. So stay tuned. Welcome to Inside Beauty with the Old Girl. This is Sheila. And today's video is going to be on hooded eyes and then some few little makeup tips and tricks. Now, this video that I'm going to do, I'm just talking about hooded eyes. I'm not good enough to actually demonstrate how to work with hooded eyes, but I did practice and did it on mine today, so I don't know if you can tell, but I like it a lot better. It seemed to work out, but I'm going to need some more practice before I can do it on camera. Now, let me mention this channel. It is Makeup Queenie 68. She has a great channel, and she did a hooded eye tutorial maybe 2 months ago. I'm going to have that tutorial video linked below. I have been watching hooded eye tutorials for, well, the past 10 months or so. And I try everything that people suggest and what they do, and it still just doesn't look right on me because of these hooded eyes. And besides being hooded, they're crinkly, crepey, and old. And Queenie is probably young enough to be my daughter. I think she's maybe 50, and my daughter will be 50 in May. But anyhow, hers, it was the best hooded eye tutorial I had ever watched. And it worked. I'm having so much fun now. I actually look forward to trying eyeshadows and things like that, where before I dreaded it because I couldn't get anywhere with these hooded eyes. But now that I learned her technique, well, I'm learning her technique, I'm just having so much fun practicing. So if you really want to see a great tutorial for hooded eyes, be sure to watch Makeup Queenie 68's hooded eye tutorial. So I'll talk a little bit about what she did. And she has hooded eyes. And so she said that what she does is hold her eyebrows up. You know, most of the videos I've watched, they said relax your eyes, look straight into the camera. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 months, and nothing ever looks right. But she said to hold your eyebrows up real high, you know, to stretch out that skin. So that's what she did, like this. I hope I'm doing it right. Hold them up high, your eyebrows, and then she takes her finger very gently and lays it here on the side and just kind of smooths this skin out. She doesn't pull or tug, she just kind of holds it out like this. And so with your eyebrow raised and then pulling this, and of course for me, I even pull here, so I'm using two fingers like this, it gives you a real smooth canvas, and it's really working for me. And then she goes on to explain how she does it and where she places the actual shadows for hooded eyes, which nobody else ever explained it that way, at least not the videos I have watched. So I just love it. And so she goes through the whole process, and she uses probably deeper colors than I do. I used a little bit more colorful today for myself. I mean, it's colorful for me. You all probably don't think it is, but generally I'm just more neutral colors. And so anyhow, it's a fantastic video, and if you watch it and get anything out of it, please let me know if you're dealing with hooded eye issues like I am. So I want to go over a few other things that I don't do exactly like Queenie did, but just a few little tips and tricks. And one thing is to put shadow like down on your lower lashes. I don't use mascara on my lower lashes. I don't use anything dark in my waterline. Sometimes I'll put something light in the waterline, but I feel like I need a little something. And when I put an eyeshadow, down here along the lower lash line. It just seems to eventually through the day kind of, I don't know, move or run or settle. It doesn't stay where it's supposed to. So I have this little trick that's working for me, and I'll share it with you. And that's using some primer. It can be any primer, but I have this NYX Angel Veil primer that I'm going to use. And then, of course, some eyeshadow. And this is that Velvet Matte Profusion palette that I showed in my last video. So here's that right here. And today I picked sort of a, oh, it looks dark in here, but I think it looks good under the eyes. And it just kind of goes with no matter what color eyes you have or shadow you have on. And it's sort of a kind of a reddish pinkish. And let me see if I can see the name of that shadow. It's called Madly. And so what I do is take a little bit of the Angel Veil primer, and well, I'll put it on my hand here, just a little bit, if you can see that. And I dip the brush into it. It gets the brush a little wet, and of course primer holds things in place, so that's why I'm using a primer. And then I take this color and I'm going to dip in to here to get some color. Got that on my brush, and I'm going to demonstrate on my hands because I already have it on my eyes. And then I'm just going to run that along, see if you can see that. Okay, can you see that? Does that show up? It's not real dark or anything. I don't like anything dark. But the key point is you can use any color, any kind, any eyeshadow, or any kind of primer, because this is actually face primer. But the primer kind of sets it in place, and the shadow adheres to the primer. So it stays. It's been staying. It's not like leaking down like it normally does. And then sometimes I'll take a little bit of setting powder. This is just the e.l.f. HD powder. And I'll dip that little brush in, just get a little on there, and then I'll dab that, you know, right on top of that, and right under that. And that's it. So it really does work, and I'm just excited about it. Okay, another little tip I have is I found this. I'm going to have to find the box because I keep my boxes for a while. But it just says e.l.f. on it. It has nothing but a code on the back. No indication as to what it is. But it's an under-eye balm. I do know that because I remember it from the box, and I got it at Marshall's. And as you can see, it's sort of a, I don't know, pinkish salmon color, and doesn't really come off. It's more kind of clear with maybe just a little tint to it, but it is the smoothest balm. And again, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. See, I'm not good at this at all, but I just put it right here on the side. And all it does is really hydrate under your eyes before you put concealer on. It's not a greasy balm or a clumpy balm. It's so smoothing. And I have really enjoyed that, and it has helped with my under-eye concealer. And under-eye concealer, I use a couple different ones depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, or how much coverage I want. But for an everyday, I just swear by this Garnier roller. And it's just called Clearly Brighter Anti-Dark Circle Eye Roller. And I use it as a concealer all under here. And I've showed this on my channel before. So it doesn't come in colors or anything. It's a roller ball. Hope you can see that. I rolled that on. And it's just real creamy. I'll smooth that out. And again, it's just creamy. It gives you coverage, but you don't have to worry about it caking or getting into lines or anything because of the formula. But this stuff is excellent. Sometimes I'll put it down my nose or right here just because it's a brightener. So I just swear by this. And I get this from Amazon. Everything I'm talking about, I'll have listed below, and then you can look it up and if you're interested in any of it. So I did want to talk about tight lining, eyeline pencils, because I have a real hard time doing that or getting them to stay without, disappearing throughout the day. And recently I tried these ones by Milani, and it's just called Milani Stay Put Eyeliner. And does it ever stay put? Wow, I'm so impressed. Now this one is in like a navy blue. If you can see that shade, I'll put it on my hand here. So that's the navy blue one. And this one is like a semi-sweet, so it's sort of a brown, a dark brown color. And I'll put that on there. And they are so creamy and easy, because that tight lining is hard to do. I poke my eyeballs most of the time, but with these I don't, because they glide on, they're creamy, but yet they stay put. And usually the ones that are creamy just will not stay put. So I love these Milani eyeliners, and I believe they were $8.99. You can get them at Walmart or the drugstore or Amazon. Okay, my next little tip is, this is a, what do they call this? Color Corrector by Laura Geller. It's in a stack of 3. I'll show you that. And it's got the green, the blue, and the kind of pinkish salmon color. Now, I got this at Marshall's for $6.99, so I don't know if they would still have it. You could check your Marshalls. And you know how most YouTube videos say for dark circles and darkness under here to use the more salmon peachy color? And that's what I usually do, but I don't think it does a whole lot for me. Well, and I think the green is for redness, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I always wondered, what's the blue for? Nobody ever talks about blue, so I thought I'd play with it. And this is the blue. It's a pretty bright blue, but I'll tell you what, it is so brightening. I had no idea. So now instead of using the peachy salmon color for any darkness, like right here in the inner corner and just right through here, that's pretty much where I have it, I've been using this blue, and it brightens just wonderfully. I'll put a little on. Oh my gosh, look at that. I mean, that is blue. And I'll put some here on my hand. Ooh, I have so much on, it just looks blue. But let me see if I can blend it out. I mean, it is brightening. So, all right, I'll show you that. Now, again, I probably have too much on. Maybe nobody wants to be that bright, but you can make yourself as bright as you want, and it really covers darkness through here. So I've been loving doing that. And I'm so glad I just decided to play with the blue. I'm getting to the point now where I'm playing with things. So let me get this off my hands. All right, you see these Milani eye pencils that I just showed you, the eyeliners, the blue and the brown. I have a white. Well, they're coming off pretty good. Yeah, I was going to say I can't get them off, but if I rub hard enough, I can. Okay, now the next thing that I discovered is this e.l.f. liquid highlighter. Never heard of it. I've never heard anybody talk about it. I've never seen it before that I know of, but lo and behold, here it is. I found it at Marshall. They may have it in the stores, but I don't know. And I love this. I shake it, And I love the liquid highlighter because, again, no texture. When you're using liquids and creams, you don't have to worry about texture. And this is just perfect. Put some on here and show you. See, it's got a little bit of color to it, not much. And I'm going to rub that in. All right, I just rubbed it in just a little bit right there. And I'm going to rub it a little bit more. So there you go. You can, don't rub it in as much and it'll show up more, or you can shear it out. And I love it because it is sheer, no texture because I wear it kind of right here. And of course I have texture here. So this was a great find. It was just a couple dollars at Marshall's. So I'll link that listed below. And the last little trick or tip I want to talk about is your shoulder. Now I put something on this shoulder. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to demonstrate on this one. And what it is, if you're wearing a top like this where your shoulders are bare, or maybe in the summertime, you know, when you wear sleeveless and stuff like that, you can put this. This is a strobing stick. Let me see. It is Master Strobing Stick by Maybelline right here. And it's in the color, oh boy, Nude Glow, medium nude glow. So what I do, or what you can do if you want to, is take this, and after you get out of the shower and put your body lotion on, just put a few strokes on like I'm doing. I hope you can see that on my shoulder. And then, you know, you can just rub it in with your hand, or maybe even take a kabuki brush or something and put that in. And I hope you can see that, but it just gives such a pretty glow. You know, here you could do it on your collarbones if you have a lower cut top on. I couldn't do that today, but I'm loving that. It's just that glow, and it's not too glowy. So that was another little trick. And I think that's all I have for you today. Oh, I did, while I was at Marshall's, I got a new, I call them beauty blenders, but beauty sponge or whatever. Now, I hadn't seen these before, and they must be discontinued. They're made by Real Techniques, and they're just perfectly round balls. They're small, and I don't know why. I just wanted to try that round ball shape. And let's see if you can see this. I got it for $4. You get two for $4. This was at Marshall's. And it's just called the Real Techniques Brush Crush Cosmic Sponge Duo for 360 blend. And this is what it looks like. It's just a little round ball. And it's so easy to work with. It's soft, and because it's small, of course it does blow up a little when you get it wet, but not that big. And it's real pliable when it's damp, and you can fit it anywhere. It fits in any corners, you know, anywhere you want it to go, it fits. And it's easy to work with because it's not big. You know, those big ones, I don't know, sometimes they're too big for me, but this is the perfect size. So that was a great find. Well, that's really all the tips and tricks I have for you right now. I mainly just wanted to let you know how excited I am about applying eyeshadow now. And I'm going to keep practicing so that I can do it on camera this year, hopefully. And I urge you or suggest to you, if you have hooded eyes and they're, you know, crepey and everything like mine are, check out Makeup Queenie 68's video, which will be linked below. It's just been a game changer for me. It's like a miracle. It truly is. So thank you, Queenie. Well, now I'm going to go on to my beauty tip, and it'll be an inside beauty tip because I just gave you some outside beauty tips. And I think what I want to talk about today, since I was talking about hooded eyes, is eyes. You know, our eyes and what we can see. and what we can see on the inside. Because sometimes our eyes are going to fail us. Well, mine fail me now because, my glasses are bifocal. I can't see good without them. I can't even see with them to do detail work, like with my makeup. I have to work around these glasses. And so, our eyes age and we're all going to have vision problems as we get older. But some people, as they get older, we get eye diseases like glaucoma or macular degeneration, different things. I'm thinking of my mother right now because she has macular degeneration, and of course she has gone blind, and so she can't see anything. So eyes are a big thing to me because this has happened to my mother. Now it makes me see how scary that would be if it happened to me when I was her age. Well, of course, she's in her 90s, but it's really scary. So, you can't do anything about it. Age, it's going to happen. But when I think about eyes and vision, I close my eyes to kind of see what it's like to be blind or where you can't see. But you can still see really well on the inside because it's all in your mind and it's all in your heart. You don't need your eyesight to see the inside of you. You know the inside of you. You know how you think, you know how you feel, you know where you're doing great, you know where you want to improve, you know where you're weak, you know where you're strong. And so we have such insight. I guess that's kind of a funny word to use because I'm talking about sight on the outside, what we can see physically with our eyeballs. On the inside, we have insight and deep insight. And so that's kind of uplifting. It makes the idea of my eyes getting older and my vision getting poorer feel a little bit better because as long as I have insight into me, into who I am as a person, then I am extremely blessed and I am so grateful for that insight. So that is my Inside Beauty tip for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I welcome you to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. What kind of tips or tricks do you have? Do you have any? Or do you deal with hooded eyes? If you do, let me know in the comments because that's how we will learn from each other. So thank you again. Until we meet again, this is Sheila, the old girl, signing out. See ya.